talk about how I became a metal musician. Hi, I'm Isabella. I use they, she pronouns, and I am a gender affirming voice teacher and screaming teacher and metal musician. So I sing and scream in my post-hardcore screamo band Valacia, and a lot of people ask me how I got into metal music because I have a very unique backstory with all that. Honestly, the best way to do this is for me to take you way back, and I mean back to the mid 90s when I was born. Why? Because by knowing this, you know that I grew up listening to all of the popular pop punk bands that are still happening to this day. And I'm talking about Fall Out Boy, Paramore, Panic at the Disco, and My Chemical Romance. My love of pop punk became a love for nu metal. My love of nu metal became a love for symphonic metal. My love for symphonic metal got me a love for metalcore. But that stopped in 2013. Why? Because that's when I started college. Classical music college, to be exact. I studied to become an opera singer, or so I thought. See, what I didn't realize is that classical music is very racist. Oh, I was having a hard time getting roles, even though, one, I was working just as hard as everyone else. And I was like, if I'm having a hard time getting cast in roles in college, I can't imagine that the professional world is going to be that much easier. So that's what actually pivoted me towards working in education. So the 2 years between my undergrad and graduate degrees, I barely listened to any music. And in fact, like I was basically listening to whatever my partner at the time was listening to. And that was a lot of like, how do I describe it? Like the whole soundtrack of Grey's Anatomy. It actually wasn't until like maybe like half a year of being into grad school and during lockdown where I was like, I should actually try and listen to music for enjoyment again. And it was 5 Seconds of Summer's fourth studio album, Calm, that did it for me. Something about that album reminded me why I love music. That got the snowball rolling because a couple years later, my then best friend convinced me to go to my first Riot Fest. And it was there that reminded me, oh my god, I love heavy music. Why have I forgotten about this? So reintroducing heavy music back into my life led me to seek out dating people who like that same type of music as well. Why is that important? Because that's how I met one of my guitarists in my band, Dylan, through Tinder. The rest is pretty much history. But if you made it to the end, thank you so, so much. Please check out the description below for some very important announcements that I have. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one.